it's time for the Gianna Volpe Report, brought to you by Maximus Health and Fitness, 130 East Main Street, Riverhead, and by Michael Evans, author of The Real Matrix. Let's see. I've been told the off-limits topics.
Yes.
I am not allowed to make fun of her dance lessons anymore. I'm not allowed to imply that she performs dancing. I'm not allowed to talk or bring up the pictures online of her in a two-piece getting a tan on a beach in L.A. back in January. I'm not allowed to talk about her making snow angels up on the roof.
I just don't like the lying.
I'm not Are you accusing me of being a liar?
No. Happy St. Patrick's Day, Bruce.
Happy St. Patrick's Day. Gianna, by the way, looks resplendent in the emerald green dress.
What? Thank you.
You're welcome.
You. I appreciate.
You look beautiful in that. Just don't tell people that your name ends in a vowel because it just won't work,
I know. Well, everyone's Irish on St. Patrick's Day.
You know what you got to get?
I've always wanted to be Irish.
Well, you know what you got to get?
What?
Now you have to get blue contacts.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Because then you could double as being Irish.
No, I went to the Cutchout Parade.
Get your hair dyed red.
Did you go to West Hampton?
I was in West Hampton on Saturday.
Okay, I was in Cutchout, and I ended up jumping on the Shamrock Express, and I would pass by Brian Bannon, and he was like, "Oh, is that Gianna Volpe from WRIV?"
Brian's a good guy that way.
I know. Yeah.
And Lisa was there too. I don't know if you know.
Yes,
Lisa.
I saw Lisa, and then I got photographed by North Fork Patch and South Old Local.
Really? Because I'm going to be at the parade in Jamesport on Saturday.
Oh, great!
And Lisa will be there. And one of the things that you think I torture you
because you kiss her up the arm.
That's right. And it makes her blush. It is so easy to make Lisa blush. It's not even a challenge. It isn't, but it's fun.
Yeah.
It just is.
So we are doing part two. We were going to do part two of last week's show.
But we're going to do part 2B of what we were talking about last week.
Which is... This is a Lindy.
Singing his song. All the little birds on Jaybird Street love to hear the robin go tweet, tweet, tweet,
That's a Lindy, huh?
Yeah, we were Lindy.
Last time I played this, I was working in Sag Harbor.
We did the Lindy to this last night.
Oh, so you're still doing the dancing lessons thing?
Yes. So I brought up my dance partner, Tim Batterson, formerly of the U.S. Coast Guard, out here in Shinnecock.
True story.
Okay.
Are you still in the Guard, or are you out?
No, I got out recently, served 4.5 years, and just using the GI Bill to go to school now.
I was going to ask, so what are you doing these days?
Going to Suffolk for mass communications with the sports media, and soon to be transferring for a university, so more hands-on experience, internships, everything like that.
And what university are you planning on transferring to?
Connecticut School of Broadcasting right
That's
now.
not a university, but it goes.
Oh, well. Yeah,
Connecticut School is very good, by the way.
Yeah, I've heard a couple of WFAN guys went there.
You know who went there was Brian Rascona, who worked here, and then now he's working at the Fan.
Oh, yep, WFAN.
I think we all know that.
I don't know that.
There we go.
The Fan is WFAN in New York.
Okay.
Little 50,000-watt coffee pot.
Oh, wow, that's good.
That's heard like in 38 states at night. It's no big deal.
NBD.
Huh?
NBD. No big deal.
No big deal. Yeah, Rascona worked there. Jack Cradiville is one of the instructors there. Jack works at Light FM in New York, and his son worked here. It was his first job in radio. Kyle. Kyle on a dial will make your day.
Oh, Kyle. Infamous.
Remember Kyle? Yeah.
Infamously.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Tim is my dance partner on Wednesday nights, which is why I have not been doing comedy at the open mic night at Tap.
Tim, let me ask you a question. Is she any good at this stuff, or are we just like, is she just blowing smoke at all of us?
Which dance are we referencing?
Well,
the Lindy, she's pretty efficient at. I'll give her that.
Efficient?
Yeah. Like, that's her best one. That's out of the 5 or 6 that we've been learning.
So she's proficient.
Proficient.
Because if she was efficient, it would mean she was doing like with the fewest number of steps possible.
Which is what that as well. I do it in the exact number of steps you should be doing it.
Which I don't do.
And you know what? He's not giving me enough credit. I'm awesome. For somebody that's just starting, come on.
You were almost like a second teacher, too.
That's right.
When I went all noodle-brained and couldn't get my steps on the right track. Yeah.
You know,
it's really beautiful.
so you're another one of these people who... I'm learning something here, Tim. So you're another one of these women who abhor a leadership vacuum. Is that the deal?
Wait, me?
You.
Oh, yeah,
Like
I can't.
my friend Cindy, who works at Walk, did the War of the Worlds thing with her.
Uh-huh.
Cindy abhors a leadership vacuum.
Yeah, I mean, I can't.
We're
do
sitting
it.
there doing the rehearsal, and like the director didn't say anything, so Cindy just like told us what to do.
Yeah,
And
I'm like
you know,
that.
being really compliant and not wanting to get beaten up by Cindy.
You
We all did
listened.
it. Oh yeah, every single one of us.
Yeah, no, I've very often had the, I'm sorry, did you want to teach the class? You know that one? And instead of just like being quiet, I would get up and teach the class. Because, you know, it's like, don't say that if you don't mean it. So I just get up and do it.
So you just got up and taught the class.
Yeah, why not?
Just
If I could do it better than the teacher, why not?
I'm just curious. I didn't say you could or you couldn't.
No, that's the reason why I have to learn the don't outshine the master.
That's right. That's rule number one.
I know. You're teaching me, right?
Damn right.
So Tim's been going with me. We went last week, and then tonight or last night. And it's beautiful. The studio, it's so pretty. They've got like a fireplace in the corner, and like all these like romantic mood lighting, and silks hanging from the ceiling.
Great color they use those for, too. Definitely sets that romantic dance like atmosphere with the close ones that you do. It's like perfect for it, you know.
Oh, I'm sure.
And Tim likes. Wait, remember when they were talking about moving your hips?
Yeah.
Tim likes to move his hips.
That's right. That's why the Latin dances are my favorite, because it's all the hip dancing. That's where it all.
The cha-cha. We're so good at the cha-cha.
I didn't want to think about this. The possibilities, friends. I mean, we are. You realize it's Lent, right?
So?
We're supposed to be behaving ourselves.
We are.
Move your hips. I mean, the hip thing. I mean, that's good.
It's
Keep going.
fine.
Cha-cha requires it.
You do a merengue?
Yes. Yeah.
I
Wait,
should've
is that the
known.
one where we go away from each other too, and then come close again?
Yeah, with the like.
That one's a little much.
Yeah, you say you got creeped out with one of your partners from that last night.
I feel like the merengue, like, you shouldn't be doing that. Like, I didn't like doing that with other people. I'm like a one-man woman. Like, it was very uncomfortable for me to merengue with others.
And she says that there are things I should not be saying anymore. Okay.
Well, it's because, I don't know, yeah.
Okay.
As
No,
long
it's
as
good.
it's coming out of my mouth, I'm making peace with it as it's coming out.
Oh, I should hope.
But I don't know what's going to happen.
You should maybe peaceful. You should be on your knees in like a little booth. They call it a confessional. Bless me, Father, for I have sinned. You wouldn't believe what we did last night.
Yeah. Bless me, Father, for I have sinned. I did the merengue with strangers.
With strangers. With strangers, nevertheless.
It's very uncomfortable.
I met the guy 2 weeks ago. I'm
That's
doing a
very
merengue with him.
uncomfortable. I really like.
Tim, are you honorable?
I believe so. Yes.
Stop it.
Why is that funny?
Look at Bruce. He's laughing so hard.
Is he setting me up for something?
No.
He had to turn his mic off.
No, I just the possibilities are
So
limitless.
let me ask you: are you glad that you accepted my invitation to dance?
Absolutely, because otherwise I wouldn't have had this idea to do it for like recreation or fun.
What made you want to do the dancing thing in the first place? I asked this because I don't know how to dance, and every so often I'd like to learn how to do a lindy, and that's pretty much it. But what made you want to do that? I mean, you're a Coast
Are you
Guardsman
talking
for
to me?
crying out loud.
Are you talking to me?
No, him.
Oh yeah,
I know why you want to do it.
yeah. Why do I want to do it?
I'll give you a visual on this one.
Okay, Wait, Tim. Why?
Well, I mean, those are really useful specialized dances, especially for weddings and functions and stuff like that. So it can't hurt to add it to the repertoire with, along with your typical weekend bar style dances, which aren't that professional.
Which I did a little bit of too.
Oh yeah, you freestyled for sure. For sure, yes.
And
Agreed.
then I got caught.
Yeah, you got yelled at. Was it a
No,
box
he didn't. He didn't. Yeah. No, my favorite is when Hector, when you do, it's either the Lindy, I think it's the Lindy, and maybe one other one, where you just like, you do the back step.
Yes.
And Hector just like, he'll be like, back step, forward, back step.
I thought that's when he was goofing on you. Is when you just started like going off on your own tangents, and I just couldn't follow because you're just so random with your extra dance moves.
Yeah, that's fine.
They were impressive, though. I'll give you that.
Oh, thank you.
Now, you're a student at Suffolk County Community College for mass media,
Yes, sir.
and your goal is to do sports,
Yes, sir.
play-by-play or commentary.
Hockey play-by-play is the ultimate goal, but any play-by-play without golf would be fantastic.
Well, I've never heard golf on the radio.
They like to whisper. The more quiet you are,
Yeah, I know, it
the
works.
better that you are at it.
Like someone like me could not do golf.
Yeah, I could do
Because I don't really have an inside voice on the radio. I could never sit there and say, and he strides up to the tee
I feel like I would love it.
with his driver,
I'm not either, but I feel like that's what would make it fun.
keeps his head down,
It would make
follows through.
Oh, and it's beautiful.
It's a beautiful drive.
Yeah.
300 yards.
There's a lot of people out here today. Everyone is just
It hits the green.
yeah.
Maybe 10 feet away from the cup. He's walking now with his driver, with his putter.
Yeah. It looks like he's gonna pitch this up the hill.
Oh, yeah.
Very wise.
I'm pretty good with a pitching wedge, actually.
Me too. And putting.
Putting, I'm very good at putting.
You know?
Very good at putting.
We should go mini golfing.
On the other hand, my driver and I do not get along.
Oh, okay.
It's a tough one.
Drivers are just terrible. Anyway, listen, we got to
Oh,
actually...
we're grabbed by the clock. Tim, thank you so much
Aren't you lucky?
by coming on here.
You know, well, let me do the billboard first. The Gianna Vubby Report brought to you by Maximus Health and Fitness, 130 East Main Street, Riverside.
And Michael Evans.
And Michael Evans, the author of The Real Matrix. So now, let me see if I understand this correctly.
Head in his hands.
Rubbing my eyes.
Rubbing his eyes.
You're dancing on Wednesday nights.
Yes. And doing comedy.
And doing comedy.
I'm going to do stand-up after my dance lessons.
You're dancing on Wednesday. So you're appearing Wednesday nights dancing.
Yeah, I'm
Do
learning.
I understand that correctly?
Yeah, last night I went with Tim Batterson he was formerly the Coast Guard. He's now studying sports broadcasting at Suffolk. we went to Arthur Murray Dance Studio.
I was worried for a moment. I thought it was like,
What?
well, the dancing thing. It's like I immediately,
What you think like?
well, I don't know with you.
It's ballroom dancing. So
I don't know with you. I don't know with
the
you.
foxtrot, the
And that's not.
meringue.
I thought you were wearing a black jacket before.
I was. I took it off because it's very hot up here.
It's my personality.
Bruce, seriously, cool it down.
I mean, I'd opened the windows this morning. I'm having like a hot flash. I swear.
So
Anyway,
there is a dance studio in Aquabog that is awesome.
So now you're dancing.
Yes.
So we did the boxing thing.
Yes.
We did the comedy thing.
Yes.
The stand-up. Mm-hmm. Now we're dancing.
Now I'm dancing. I can do anything, Bruce. Did you know that?
Father a child. I want to see that. I'd pay money to watch that.
I could sire a child.
Hector, did you hear that?
Yes.
Does that not put shivers down your spine?
Well, I have 2 kids, so I don't know. I just met Gianna, so.
Oh, okay. So lucky you. You don't know what you're in for. So tell me, how good a student is she?
She's great. She picks up great. For the first time, she jumped right into it. She joined us for one of our practice sessions and had a lesson afterwards. And I guess the trick is to remember it. So.
Well, we'll find out next week, won't we, though?
Yes.
We'll have to get a report at some point on how she's doing.
I know the box step.
The what?
The box step. You first right foot back and then left foot around.
I don't know anything about. I can't dance. Number one. Number two, I am not. I'm not particularly athletic or gifted that way. So it's like it would be a train wreck.
Well, there are shortcuts to happiness.
Oh, I'm
Bruce,
sure there
and
are.
One of them is dancing.
I don't know about that.
That's definitely. Well, that's what we're there for, If everybody thinks, they knew how to dance, we want to have a job. So.
Well, that wouldn't be good now, would it? You need people like me more than her.
Yeah, everybody feels the same way.
It was really cool. They had us dancing. We walked in and everyone was dancing. And it's cool because they have this thing where it changes the song like every 15 seconds to a different type of dancing. So you have to you change the type of dancing completely every 15 seconds.
You know what? I've always been intrigued by the dance, and my wife can do. She can Lindy with the best of them.
Oh my God, Lindy's so cool.
I mean, I went to an event. This is years ago, Hector, and Ted Brown emceed it at what was then Sevens in West Hampton Beach. And how come you're not dancing with your wife? I don't know how to dance. You're an idiot. Come on, Debbie, let's. And they just cut the rug doing this Lindy thing. But it's funny how, I don't know if you remember this, Hector, but there were a time when records, this is true stuff, on 78 particularly, had the dance next to it. The title and the dance, yeah. A lot of songs Do you? Because I know a lot of the songs of the swing era, they were foxtrots or they were Peabodys. And I only know the dance because I can read the label on the record. But
do it.
So she did all right, huh?
Yeah, she did all right. Her and Tim did really well.
All right, your turn. You can introduce your guest now that I've
okay. So
done
Hector,
it all wrong.
Hector, what is your last name?
Hector Antonio.
Hector Antonio. That's like the name of the long-haired, the pictures of the long-haired guy on the front of romance novels. That's what Hector Antonio. I love that name. So he was our instructor last night, and I guess talk a little bit about what it was like, what from the time we walked in, and then what we went through at the end during the private.
Yeah, well, what you guys walked into was, Arthur Murray has what we call a three-phase system. We have the personal lessons, the private lessons, the practice party sessions, where everybody gets to recognize music, practice what they worked on during the week, and then group classes. You walked into one of the practice sessions, so you jumped right in, which is great. So we had that open floor practice, and you guys jumped right into it. We kind of showed you on the fly, and you picked it up. And then we had the 101 afterwards, and that's where we get to personalize, find out your likes and dislikes, what kind of music you listen to, and let you sample all the dancing.
So how did we respond? What were the things that that we ended up liking and not liking, and what were some of the things that were challenging and easier for us?
Well, everybody does pick up differently. Some people have to come in and learn music. You guys seem like you picked up music well. You guys like the waltz. Tim liked the cha-cha. You guys like the faster stuff. So Lindy was really good for you guys. It's a fun music. And, a lot of people think that when they think of ballroom, they think of just traditional, like Lindy is 20s, big band, rock and roll music. But, a lot of this dancing you can do to today's music, so that's the fun thing. When we get to go out, the instructors or students, we go to Friday nights to the theater in Riverhead.
Oh, really?
And they have the bands there, and we get to dance hustle and things like that to a lot of these music. So it's great.
I've seen some people dancing at the theater. How long have you guys had the Aquabach location?
The Aquabach location been open for about 5 years now.
Wow.
We have Arthur Marys all over. For instance, we have the sister school that's been there for 30 years. So, they pop up and, a new venture for us.
How long have you been there?
How long what?
How long have you been there? Since the opening?
I've been with Arthur Mary since 2008.
Okay.
And you like what you do.
It's a great way to help people. Music's good for the soul, dancing's good for the body, so, it's good.
Oh, I love that when, what did Tim say? He was like, I like to move my hips.
Yeah.
I picked a good partner. He was like,
Yeah, you did. That just matches you.
I can't wait until you meet this
I like to move my hips. So do I.
It's really funny because you wouldn't expect it from him because he's got like the glasses but he's just like, he was talking a lot about like the bachata.
The what?
Bachata. It's like a very romantic, describe it, Hector.
Bachata's one of those Latin dances, makes it it's something particular about the sound is the guitar. But it's a very close personal dance. It's great. You get to kind of move slow, but, have fun with it at the same time. So, that's alongside with like the salsa, the merengue, and things like that, and cha-cha.
That was the first thing he said to me was like, he mentioned the bachata, like when we first walked in. And I was like, what? That's something that a lot of the Guatemalan dudes that I know will ask me, like, do you know how to bachata? I'm like, I don't know what that is. So do we learn that?
No, we didn't get to that yet. We did it in the beginning with the elements. I kind of mentioned the bachata, but we didn't really spend, any time on that. We didn't, like the popular dances.
So what are we doing next week?
Next week, a little review and maybe add a little bit of, some of the Latin dances, depending on, I guess, the mood and where we're at that point.
Percy should see this. He's like blown away.
I kind of am. I have to be honest with you, Hector. I mean, I'm amazed. First of all, Gianna's, let's be honest here. Gianna's a kid. I mean, she really is. She isn't even 30 years old yet. And she's into, like, she wants to learn how to dance, and she wants to do ballroom dancing, and she wants to do nightclub dancing. And I would think kids of that age, generally speaking, don't do that stuff.
What are we supposed to do?
They do whatever it is that you do to, like, a Lady Gaga song or something.
I don't even know what you do to a Lady Gaga.
I don't know either. What do you do to one of those?
Well, depending. I mean, we have some of her songs, all those hits that you hear on the pop stations. Cha-Cha Swing and Hustle are really good for those types of music. But, as far as people coming in and dance, we have people that come in. We have kids classes on Thursdays. We have 8-year-olds. We have 85-year-olds still dancing. So,
yes.
We have high school programs, kids that actually want to come in and do ballroom.
Is the hustle the one with the back rock?
One of the ones with the back rock. Lindy has a back rock, too. But, yes, Hustle has the back rock.
The back rock step is like you go forward, you go back, and then you kind of cross one of your feet behind the other one. And it was really funny.
Yes, that's the Hustle. So it's instead of the 70s disco, today's like disco music, the pop music, you could dance to that too. So we're bringing it back.
That's what I was actually wondering is like in the 90s when all that disco revival, if that was just great for ballroom, for I guess doing like, for doing Hustle or, I'm getting feedback.
That's because your headphones are open.
Oh, they're open? What does that
mean?
Well,
no, it means that they have little holes on the side.
Oh.
And the sound gets out. So if you get by the microphone with that, it'll feed back.
Oh, sorry.
You can't twist your head that way anymore.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Just to kind of put a bow on this, so now people are interested in this. Where do they get a hold of you, Hector?
Well, we have, the 2 locations. They could, call us directly at the studio or visit the website, authormaryny.com. You want the phone number? They can give us a call at 631-779-2910. And that's our location. And a lot of people don't realize we're there from 1 to 10. So, like after work, this is a great thing to do,
It's super fun, seriously, because there's not a lot of stuff to do, especially this early in the season out here on the North Fork. Aquabog, Arthur Murray, like we had so much fun dancing. It was like at the 7:15 is the beginning of the newcomer practice session. Guest welcome.
Yeah, 7:45. We usually have a basic group on Friday nights, too. We have, like, an open house. Anybody can come down and check it out, either Wednesdays at 7:45 to 8:30, or Fridays 9:15 to 10.
Thank you so much, Hector. I will see you next Wednesday.
All right. Thank you.
Gianna Volpe appearing live at Arthur Murray's